Hello everyone and welcome to The Curve, presented by T-Mobile, where we bring you the latest Grandmasters news on Curve. Tensions ran high as we entered our penultimate week of round robin, as our Grandmasters have everything on the line as they played for their tournament lives. In the Asia Pacific region, all eyes were focused on Division B, and we saw some disaster results for our players. Kin and Rivius lost all of their matches, meaning they ended the week in the auto-relegation zone, while Alutimu managed to create a small gap by getting one win this week versus Tiz. Meanwhile, in Division A, there is still everything to play for, as 5 of the 8 players are all only 2 wins, where Blitzchung and Bankyugi are only on 3. This means we could see almost anyone end up having to stave off relegation from Division A. Except Surrender, of course. Over in Europe, we ended the week with the French players taking over Division B, with 4 out of the 5 sitting at the top. While at the bottom in the danger zone, we saw both Silvername and Ball Control take losses, further pushing them down to the bottom of the pack. Division A of the European region saw a grudge match go down as Viper faced off against Casey, and although it was a close series, Casey was victorious, further adding to Viper's woes. Finally, the Americas Grandmasters probably have the most to worry about as a whole group next week, with every player having a minimum of 2 wins. This has led to an incredibly close season overall, with many outcomes based on how the matches go next week. It will be interesting to see if our players go for a last-ditch surprise lineup, or if they stick to the tried and tested methods going into their must-win matches next week. In Division B, the biggest results came from newcomer Briarthorn, who started the week at the bottom with only 1 win, but after defeating Rami and ETC, he looked to be in a position to avoid automatic relegation no matter what next week, and if he takes the win over Frozen, it will ensure a playoff spot for Grandmaster's safety. I did decide to mix it up this week, and instead of going for a match of the week, we're going to look at a deck of the week instead, and that deck is going to be Secret Rogue. Although I was not initially convinced by the deck, not only is it the best performing archetype in Grandmasters, it also has players such as Bunny Hopper, Tom60229 and Muzzy favouring it as well. That makes it pretty hard to argue with. The deck is difficult to master as each game can play out wildly different. With Pharaoh Cat, Evil Miscreant and Plagiarize, managing these resources is key to victory, but there are some reliable options available to you as well, with big blowout quest and adventurers and blackjack stunners to bounce any annoying minions on your opponent's side of the board and keep that tempo in your favour. And remember, if you do want to get any further tips on how to pilot this deck, make sure to go to youtube.com/Hearthstone Esports, and you'll be able to catch up on VODs of the pros piloting this deck. And that is going to be it for us on The Curve this week. And just make sure that you go to playhearthstone.com/esports to catch up on any results or matches you may have missed, as we are nearing the end of Hearthstone at Grandmasters for this season. But for now, we are going to be done, and we'll see you next time in the tavern.